What's up, Honey Badger Nation? This is John Kitchens, and this is episode 104, Backsmart Mentors Live. Super excited. Got my main man, Mr. Joe Hollo from the west side of the 216. You guys have been representing here a lot lately, which is kind of cool. But man, Joe, say what's up to the Honey Badger folks.
What's going on? As you just said, 216, man. I have a small request for the Honey Badger Nation, and that's episode 216. I better be on that.
Yeah, it's got to be the Cleveland crew on 216 for sure.
No, man, things are going awesome. Real good. And I know we're going to talk about that a little bit, but I'm feeling dangerous today. I got my pink water, I don't know, Superwoman, Superman, whatever it is, water cup.
Nice.
So ready to roll.
Yeah, woke up feeling a little dangerous. Hopefully Baker will wake up feeling dangerous all season long.
Hoping so, man.
That'll be exciting.
Oh, yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, man, it could be interesting. I saw where they're starting to figure out how they're going to roll, with the basketball season. Kind of what the proposal is. It's going to be kind of weird, honestly. Yeah. It's going to be real weird. So we'll see how the NFL follows suit and see what they do. That'll be even weirder. What's going to suck is that the Brownies are coming here to Dallas, and if we can't get in to watch, that's going to be a little bit of a bummer, but
we'll still come down and watch social distancing wise.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Cool, man. So, wanted to dive in. I know, you've been on several times with us and just adding value to the Honey Badger, Nation. We've talked, accountability. We've talked, the team dynamic, the structure, commitments. We've talked for sell by owner process, and we talked open house on steroids. And so I wanted to get you back on. We've, a little bit of a theme on this last little run is, how folks are pivoting, how folks are making adjustments, adaptability. And I know you guys are rocking and rolling. And so just wanted to just have you on, kind of chat through, kind of the pivots and the changes that you guys have had to make, changes over to the, to how you guys are doing open houses, and then also talk a little bit, hey, this, what's not working. So let's, wherever you want to start, brother.
Yeah, no, honestly, so one of the biggest things that changed for us, first of all, you came on, you spoke to us on one of our live trainings, and a couple key things really got instilled into me, and then we pushed it onto the agents. And it was over communication, making sure, number one, as leaders, we are over communicating with our agents. We are over training them. We are doubling down on that aspect. But what you said for the agents to do was to focus on conversations and double down on their work, because the same effort that they were getting out of their, the same results that they were getting out of their efforts, you're going to have to put forth more effort in order to get those same results. So just to be able to identify that. And the over communication thing has really, really worked for us. So, everybody says going back to the basics, but it's a lot of shaking the trees of all the old leads that we have, all the stagnant leads, are more and more popular because people are answering their phone. That's what we're finding out. And everybody's still curled up in their fetal ball crying. I should say everybody. A lot of agents are. And, they don't know what to do. They're paralyzed right now. Well, people are answering their phones, and we have a bucket full of leads that we are just going through. And the scripting it hasn't changed a lot, but it's changed a little bit. For the buyer script, it's simply, hey, listen, we're just updating our data. We saw that you were looking at homes about 6 months ago. Weren't able to get in touch with you, and I just want to see, are you still in the market to purchase a home? And we just want to update our system. And those are great, great phone calls because they're not aggressive.
Awesome. Right.
And once again, people are answering their phone, and they're curious. So we're getting a lot of conversation because after the phone call, if they don't answer, we send a similar text. And they're getting the response because they want to know, hey, what is the market like? Yeah, you know what? Maybe we are in the market, but we're kind of nervous what's going on, and that engages the conversation. So, and the sellers were really hitting on any of our agents that are doing these live Facebook market updates. they're coming at them like, hey, are you curious at what your home value has done, during this pandemic? And, they're hitting them with some simple market knowledge, but they're getting interaction because people do want to know what's going on with my home's value right now.
Yeah. So what is, a couple things there. One, how did you guys get your agents to really buy into that, hey, we got to double down, we got to do more. So, how did you guys get them to respond in that way?
Well, all right. So I'm always brutally honest, right? To a fault sometimes. It's the percentage of agents that are committed to their success. So not all of them are there. And, we're seeing who's rising, right now. And, it's the 75-25 rule. We got 25% of our agents that have realized that, hey, this is what I do for a living. I take this very seriously. And, it's not that the other agents don't. It's just that, they have other things in their lives going on with the kids staying home from school, dealing with all this stuff right now. So it's that whole overtraining. It's that whole over communication, and the accountability is a huge thing as well.
Yeah. And touch on that a little bit. How has that accountability, has it changed? Has it stayed the same? Like what have you guys kind of done on the commitment side of things?
Yeah, so obviously our accountability groups have changed a lot, which it hits home. So we do it a little bit different, and it's just me, holding the agents accountable and asking them, hey, during this time, how would you like to be held accountable to whatever you're committing to? So I have to do my, let's call them hug calls. I do my agent touches every single week just to make sure I check in, whether it's via text, via phone call, and I just stay in touch with them, and that's the form of accountability. And they're the ones setting, what they want to be held accountable to. If it's to show up on our huddle for Monday, Wednesday, Friday, that's fine. And if you don't show up, I'm gonna find out what got in the way.
Right. Hold them accountable that way. So adjustments there I could see for sure.
Yeah.
What, you talked about, having more conversations with the leads and the opportunities. I know you guys have, shortage of supply of listings, inventory is low. So what are sellers saying? What are you guys hearing, the feedback, what are you guys hearing with those conversations with potential sellers?
Yeah. Well, here, a huge objection is what we don't know. We don't have a house to move into. We're scared that we're not going to find a house. But what's getting more and more popular is these, is rent backs. People understand on both sides. So what we're hearing from sellers is that they're, here, let me throw this one at you. So Dan Walters, one of our top agents, he called me when all of this pandemic started, and he said, I need help understanding what's in my client's best interest. And I said, well, why are you asking me this? He said, I just want to talk it over with you. Is putting their house on the market right now, when we don't know how many buyers are going to be walking through their house, we don't know what's going to happen, is that in their best interest? And I said, what's in their best interest is educating them on the market, helping them come to their own conclusion, obviously, because it's not our choice. But here's what the market's doing. Here's how many houses are coming on the market. Here's how many are selling that day. And here's the list price to sales prices. So it's our job to push that forward. And, and he did. And people are listing like crazy right now. Like you said, supply and demand is like, it's this in our world right now. It's probably every bit of 60% down is the supply right now. So
with things that hot, and maybe we can touch on kind of the whole topic of, what we set for this call.
Yeah.
With things that hot, it doesn't take much, to get, a lot of traffic and multiple offers. So like, how are you guys trying to maximize the, that listing exposure, that time frame, to be able to, bubble up some, more qualified opportunities on your listings right now?
Well, so it's funny. I just looked at our quad track, and I always do my source audit just to make sure we're getting dialed in. And I saw the source come up, I think 4 or 5 times, and I have never seen it before. And it was circle dialing. Who does that anymore?
Right.
Apparently Dan Walters has been doing it. So Danny Walters, he he's been circle dialing when he does a coming soon, when he's doing a virtual open house, and when he sells the property. And it's an unbelievable. So he's creating that authority figure in these neighborhoods.
I love it.
And they're high end. And and those calls are great. Hey, just want to let you know, this is what happened. You'll be seeing the sign come up. If you know of anybody looking to get into the neighborhood, bring them on by. I would love it. And then by the way, second call is we're inviting you to our virtual open house. Here's how you register. You want to just take a look at your neighbor's home? I don't care. But if you know of anybody, let them know as well. And then, by the way, we sold that house. And
Gotcha.
it goes back to the whole 10-10-20 rule, but he's hitting a broader range. And then that conversation it's generated a lot of buyers, and, they showed interest in your neighborhood, strong interest. And we was curious, you ever think about selling your house?
That's awesome. So what is the, where are you guys getting the data? Like, what data source are you guys using for that?
So we switched it up. So we got the RedX.
Okay.
So yeah, the Vortex neighborhood data is what we got. Whether platforms work or not, for us, cold directory started going down, and we saw less and less and less phone numbers, and RedX has been the thing for us right now.
I love it. That's awesome. So talk through, what the virtual open house, how you guys are doing it, how, you said register, talk through the fundamentals for folks. And, do you guys see maybe continuing to do that even as restrictions open up? Are we getting more exposure by doing it this way? Kind of talk through how you've adjusted on, really virtual open house.
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to the whole, do I like a personal open house better? Well, sure. I mean, we've always said when you have somebody that's physically walking through, that's the hottest lead that you can get, even more hotter than people looking on the internet at houses. So it's a little bit different, but why I'm okay with it, and maybe even more okay than a personal open house, is because you're conforming to the consumer, which is they're all about efficiency. And a virtual open house, they're nosy, right? They want to see that house. And so, but you have to do it properly. You have to do it from even the before marketing, before the virtual open house. And I feel it starts, and people give me pushback all the time on this, but it'll start with the Matterport. It'll start with the complete walkthrough of the house if it's in the price range that it desires. So one of the things that we started doing for our clients during this time, for our sellers, is we started throwing in, and the company takes care of the Matterport. It's just an added value. It's not that much money in our area. It might cost $200 or $300 per house, but you know what? As once again, an added value, we feel that needs to happen because not many people are going to be going through this house. So we're going to hit them with the Matterport. We're going to do the coming soon listing, and we're going to hit them with the Facebook Live teaser.
Talk about that.
And you want to leave. I feel you want to leave something like left to be disclosed in those Facebook teasers. You don't want to walk into the whole house. It's basically like you're in the street. Take a look at this house. Talk about it real quick. This is going to be coming on the market. We got this virtual open house coming up. Okay, take a peek on the inside. You see a kitchen through there? Yep. We'll come back and I'll show you the rest of the house. Right now, people are going to be like, "Oh, I got to see this house." So you give them one little tidbit on it, and then you're going to hit them with the live open house. So the challenge, obviously the pre-marketing, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that here in a second. About you're going to actually market it like it is like you did in any open house. You're going to hit them on Facebook with all the marketing. You're going to be doing the videos, everything as per the mega open house or open house on steroids, but it's just done a little bit different. So platform is the next biggest thing. You got Google Hangouts, you got Zoom, you got Skype, you got StreamYard. I prefer, and everybody once again could throw a curveball at it, but I prefer StreamYard, and I like StreamYard because it's easy enough for me to blast it on multiple different posts on multiple different Facebook pages at one time. So right. I'm not sharing it. Boom, it blasts out. It does cost money when you want to do it on multiple. It's not much. I think I pay $20 a month for it, but I do like it. So let's assume that everybody's going to go StreamYard or whatever, but you got to get a good platform. And I'm going to tell you why in a second, because for all those fears of people with the go live, you know, and they're nervous. They're nervous how they look. They're nervous about talking. Well, I got the perfect solution, and that's what these dashboards are going to have to be used for. So yes, we want to hit them with the Facebook Live if you could do that. So there's powers and numbers, meaning recruit a couple people. Recruit one of your team members, maybe someone who's handling the listing or the buyer's agents. The buyers that come in on the house. Or if that's how you run your team. If not, no big deal, but you two could walk through the house together and jive with each other and talk about it. And it's a lot easier when you're bouncing things off of each other. And then get somebody else to videotape it if you have someone else involved. That's even better. So you're walking through the house, and if you're doing it live, prepare the house. It's funny, but turn on all the lights, open up all the doors so you're not tripping, you're not stumbling, you're not walking around the corner to something you don't know, and the doors are all open. So it's just come take a look. So you got to make it really easy on yourself. And so the go live, it still goes out on one platform. And I got the idea from Veronica Figueroa regarding her virtual open houses or virtual showings, however you want to do that. And she does it on a static format, like a static video. So she videos the house, and this is for all you guys that hate the go live button. She videos the house, does it in its entirety, comes back to her platform like StreamYard, does a screen share, pulls up the video, and then she's on there, hits play, and she talks about the video as she's walking through the house.
Gotcha.
It's fantastic because you can pause it whenever you want. Hey, check out this fireplace. Yeah, it's got a hookup for a TV. Up above it, it's actually a wood-burning fireplace. It's got a beautiful stone finish, flanking walls of window, whatever you want to talk about, but you focus on that, and then you continue to walk through. And once again, those platforms are really cool when you have somebody else that you're jiving with on there. So she does it with the people who are handling that listing in her office, or the people that she gives all the buyer's leads to for that specific listing. So if you have somebody else, husband, wife, team, or that works really good. And that's something that we're going to be doing, is that I'm going to be jumping on with our agents. If they do the videotape, we're going to be talking about our virtual listings. So the other cool is, these static videos, they're in a controlled environment. So, when it allows you to prepare, to make an agenda, to highlight the home, make your bullet points, and it's less stressful on you, to go about doing that. So it's, you have to find out what the best platform is for you at that point you're going to go. So, and what I have to tell you is test a platform. Figure out what is going to be work best for you. You could do your teasers on that platform just to see how it's going to work and how it shows and everything like that. So what are the steps for the proper video? Number one, I say start in the street. Introduce yourself.
Yep.
Thank people for joining. Engagement from people. So if I'm sitting here asking for, hey, throw live questions up, if I'm asking for people like to get your team members on board, have your team members or other agents in your brokerage jump on and support you and throw questions out so it looks like there's more activity on there. But it's all about that engagement and asking questions, and it'll get the buyers involved on that house. This is the panoramic, and make sure that you're doing that. And trust me, I get yelled at by Andrea, our marketing girl, all the time. I'm always knows that I'm up.
Hey, brother, I'm losing you. I don't know if it's on my end or you. Can you hear me? We're freezing up. It could be on my end.
let me move. I was in the pub, so I had to.
You got some of that good old internet like we got here.
All right. How about that? Is that better?
I can hear you.
All right. All right. So where did I lose you at? So I can just pick right back up.
Yeah. Go back to, the actual of the video that you want of the whole tour of the home. You said, starting in the street, introduce yourself, and kind of recap that for everybody.
Yeah. Sorry about that. So yeah, you want to, preparing the house, right? Turn on the lights, open up all the doors, make sure you're familiar with it. And then you're going to start the video, start it from the street. If you're doing it live, introduce yourself. You want to make sure that you thank people for joining and then encourage engagement. That's one of the biggest things. So what I was saying is that a good way to get engagement, get people from your brokerage. If you don't have a team, get people from your brokerage to jump on. If you do have a team, get your team members on. Have them shoot questions in the comments. That's going to help build you up, obviously, in Facebook, but it's going to show the interaction for the buyers as well.
I love that.
So you want to make sure, and then make sure that you're responding to all those after your Facebook Live, because I think that that's a big thing. Hold your camera horizontally. It gives, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard that the quality is totally different when you hold it horizontally. I don't know whether it switches from a higher HD to whatever, but it knows you turn the camera sideways. And so, but it also picks up more of the room, so you're not limited when you hold the camera straight up and down. So hold the camera horizontally, spend time on your tour. Don't breeze through the house if you're gonna do it, live. Spend time, send 10, 20 minutes and show everything in the entire house. I already brought up to recruit a camera person if you're going to be doing this live, whether you're doing this with somebody else or not. That's a real good flow. And I already brought up to having the members make comments on there, but just your goal is to just keep that engagement and the consistency with doing this. And you're going to get better every single time, sure, just like anything else. But it's that whole, people are all nervous about that whole live button. And somebody once told me, it probably was you, that the power of video, it's the vehicle to your success, I feel, in real estate, is to differentiate yourself. And and only way to do that is that little red button on your phone, that record button. And it is going to take you to that next level. And this is something totally different in every marketplace that I don't think many agents are doing this properly. They're doing they are doing the virtual showings. They're doing the virtual walkthroughs, but they're not advertising it properly. They're not doing that pre-marketing like you would a normal open house. So
so Joel, is the when you're setting the open house, like you mentioned register, but if you're going live, like what are you doing there? Or is it just creating that post, you're going to go live with this? Like how are you, structuring that announcement? How do you have it set up to maybe capture some leads, capture some, what's the call to action, if you will?
Yeah. The number one priority is for lead capture. You have to promote it in order to get lead capture. So obviously we're posting on Facebook, our nice little marketing piece. Hey, come join us on the virtual open house, or come join us at the open house. We're still marketing them as a traditional open house, amazingly. So it's that whole act as if it's a traditional open house, but it's really not. So yeah, there are pre-registration platforms out there. But the whole goal is to get that capture, get that lead capture. So, we'll utilize CRMs, by the way, have open house registrations, all that kind of stuff. So we just want to capture their information so we could not only finish the pre-marketing, but allows us to do all the follow-up for text and email as well. So we're hitting them with that, with the marketing piece. We're hitting them with the video. And then, with the teaser video, and then on top of that, we're going live with that as well. So,
gotcha. Gotcha. So, from what are you guys doing for that lead capture right now? What does that look like?
Actually, through our CRM, through Commissions Inc., they have an open house registration that we're utilizing.
Gotcha.
Goes right into the CRM, goes into an open house follow-up campaign.
Gotcha. And with that, then is that the reminder when you guys are going live for them to, hey, we're going, the open house starts, right? That countdown clock, just part of that sequence.
Yeah. So we have a few different types of follow-ups, because I could go down to the CRM pigeonhole, but like it doesn't allow us to do mass texting. So, we have another platform for mass texting. So we involve a lot, but we're lucky to have somebody like Andrea on our team. Like, she takes complete ownership of that. So she knows as soon as that goes in, her role and responsibility is that. And so she sends out the email reminders, and does all the retargeting, grabs these people as an audience on Facebook as well with their email address. So it's like a very well-rounded machine, and then we're constantly dripping on them.
Gotcha. Cool. So then during the actual open house, as you're going through, what is the call to action there, right? So we got the registration, and then like, what are we doing when we're live? What are we, what's the offer during the open house?
Yeah. So, I mean, the offer, there's a couple different things. So we talk about how, the differentiation factor, how aggressive we are, we do talk about what we're dealing with in the current market. We try to be very relevant to what we talk about with people, and try to align ourselves with what they're thinking. And then we solve their problem for them. So, we talk about the home evaluation. If you are looking to sell your house, talk about the home evaluation. If you're looking at buying a house and you're not exactly sure, what's going to happen in the future, you're not sure what interest rates are. If you're in a lease, what 60 days of no payments look like. So, we try to cover all different aspects of that. So we don't, man, I'll bet you, I know that we could probably do a better job of asking for the job, but we kind of take that, we already have their information. So we take the other road of, we don't want to be those ambulance chasers. And so we tiptoe around that a little bit, but then we have, hopefully we have relentless pursuit of our follow-up after that. Because I think it's a big deal. It's, we were told, don't be the people to be like, hey, I'm still selling, come with me, come buy, come sell with me. It's more along the lines of, hey, are you kind of curious at what this market's doing right now? That's what we want to hit them with. And then we're going to dive in for their business later.
Yeah. I think it's important, join the conversation that's going on in their head. And, you shared a couple things. One, as a seller, I think they have this belief that they know their home's going to sell, especially in your market. It's just like, am I going to be homeless? Right. What does that look like? Maybe some values perspective, right? What has all this done to the value of my home? So I think those are a couple, conversations that we would definitely want to speak to, for sure.
I think this is an opportunity for agents. So I'm big on market updates. Laugh at me or don't laugh at me. What I know it does is it's as experts, we have to know our communities. And I guarantee you a high percentage of people don't know what the sales trends are in neighborhoods. And on these videos, it's awesome. Hey, before we get going in the house, I just want to drop a couple, few key numbers at you guys to show you what the market's doing. From this time last year, a snapshot of this time this year compared to this time last year, here's how many houses have sold in this area, which is up or down, be realistic. Here's the average home sale. So that means if you had a Colonial last year, it was going to sell for $308. Well, this year it's $333. $20-some thousand higher for the exact same house. What does that mean? That means you will be getting top dollar, if not over market value for your home right now. And lastly, the average list price per sales price, it's close to 100, if not over in some communities in our area. Those are dynamic information. And we just drop a few tidbits, get our market update out of the way, and then we proceed with the virtual open house. And if you don't have anything to do virtual open houses with, I'll leave you with a couple different areas at the end as a bonus. but do these market updates, get in front of the community and get your community involved. You know, John, you and I talked about this a little bit, is, you know, go in front of, I don't know, if you can interview a local business to support them during this time, that's awesome. Give a market update, talk to a local business owner, what they've been dealing with, support them, go buy their food. They have great gyros, whatever it is. And then, you know, you can move on, but constantly be doing that. And you have to constantly be doing these open houses as well.
Are you, on your market reports, your market updates, are you having people subscribe for the market updates and make it more of a little bit of a gated, you know, report instead of, you know, just free willy on Facebook every so often when you do the update?
Yeah. I mean, it's more to a home evaluation subscription. That's kind of what we're pushing. I truly feel that the home evaluation is the way to go. You know, the cash offer, the home evaluation, that's it's huge right now. And that's what we're getting a great response at. And it's because people are curious. What is my home's value doing right now?
Yeah. And I think you can kind of double in a little bit here and there. I was talking with Robbie in Lafayette, and he was about to shift over to where you had to subscribe to, you know, receive his market updates instead of just doing just another lead capture. And then I could see the home eval and then home val push to market updates, and just, you know, make sure that, you know, whatever you can do to continue to grow the list. I haven't talked to him since he said he was going to do it, but I would just be, you know, curious what that, you know, being able to grow and build that list. I mean, that's how, you know, we created influence in our market with the market reports. You know, I've been pushing on those boys. They need to do an actual video update of it along with those reports instead of just sending it out and, you know, pushing people to subscribe to it. So maybe a little bit of leverage there on, you know, being able to create some more, you know, build the list with what you're already doing.
Yeah. And the whole thing with and we only give them very surface level information. Literally it's those three numbers that we're giving them, you know, amount of home sales, average home price, and list price to sales price. And then that's when we kind of plug the business, and then we plug, hey, here's what, if you're curious at a more specific range of what your home would sell for maybe in this current market, here's where you need to go for that.
Love it. We had a question, you know, have you guys or anybody on the team used the EXP 360?
No.
Yeah.
Honestly, I have no clue what that is.
Yeah. I know it's the 360 camera process. I don't know what their process, what they do with it. I think it's a little bit different than the actual 360 camera. I know we've had, you know, quite a few clients as this has been going on, and you know, they've bought the camera and they're actually doing the 360 tours, and they've, you know, the sellers think it's cool. You know, the buyers, you know, I don't know if they find much value in it, but I know it can be, you know, another little value add, perceived value maybe, but yeah, so it's cheap. You can use your iPhone. Seems to be about the same as the Matterport.
Yeah, so we do have something in the office actually, and this is not a plug, but Ylopo gave it to us. It's probably the exact same thing where you hook your iPhone up to it, and we allow our agents to do that. We're in a little bit different avenue, I guess, as other leaders. You know, we have a team of 40 plus agents, and so we have a service like that. Nobody's really going to use it. They would rather hire someone to do it for them. So we just take that all off the plate. Plus, I don't want to have to track it down, and I don't want to have to lose it. So we just hire our photographer to do it.
Yeah, 100%. Right. You know, less that, you know, it's just that leverage piece, especially when you guys are as big as you guys are, right? Things will disappear in a hurry if you don't have a good process around it. What, you know, you mentioned a couple other little nuggets there on the open house that you wanted to share with everybody. What are those, you know, kind of nuggets? And then we can, you know, chat a little bit more about the team dynamics and things that, you know, a couple other things that you guys are seeing.
Yeah. So number one was the market updates. You know, those are going to be huge. That'll push people. You get some leads. from that with the home evaluations. The other one is, I think that this is a 1-2 punch, is new construction. I hate new construction. You know my passion of hate for new construction, how I started my career. But here's the deal. What we're finding is the market's so hot, not a lot of builders are being represented right now, especially these smaller custom builders. They have models that are move-in ready. They have spec homes that are move-in ready. They have homes that they're building that will be move-in ready. You want to do some open houses and some virtual open houses? Go do them on those houses. Market them out there. Hey guys, guess what? We got this move-in ready house in Strongsville, $400,000. You got to check this thing out. Not many people know about this on the market. And you do your virtual open house on that. And trust me, if everybody on here does their research, there's going to be, I don't know, 20 plus houses that you got open houses right then and there that you could be doing. And what are you doing, right? It's around your ideal client profile. It's the price range that you want. It's in the area that you want. You're going to be making out like a hog if people do end up buying, but it also comes across as you are the listing agent on those houses as well, which gives people that authority mindset. Like, hey man, this guy's doing amazing stuff. Look at all of these listings that he's doing. So, and it pushes people. You build a relationship with the builder as well. Builders need somebody to represent them. Not that you want to do that, but they also buy houses. They buy land. They buy flippers. They buy a lot of stuff, and they have money. And so you want to build that relationship.
That's a great little nugget. And yeah, I mean, I know new construction opportunity around here is huge in North Dallas. I mean, there's houses flying up as fast as they can build them. And so, establishing that relationship, especially when there's no or low inventory, being able to have that to be able to represent, right? Yeah. And, yeah, like you said, I love the, being able to kind of control the price point, and then, kind of the ideal client that is going to be able to afford and get into that type of home. So it is a great angle. And yeah, if you're lacking inventory and you're needing some product to kind of push, that's a heck of a strategy for sure.
Yeah. You gotta prepare for these virtual open houses, meaning, have a schedule. Hey, I'm going to do 123 Main Street tomorrow. I got this other one on Monday. So you could almost set people up for that on that. Hey, join us here in 3 days. We're going to be hitting this house. It's a beautiful colonial and $400,000 in this neighborhood. You don't want to miss this because this master bath that they redid is off the hook. Give them that, right? Get yourself out there, but set yourself up. But it also holds you accountable because you just publicly declared that we're going to do this. Now you got to do it.
Yep. I love it. That's awesome. What, so that's a pretty awesome little trend right there that you guys are seeing. What else are you guys kind of seeing specifically in the market, maybe as it even pertains to conversations with other agents that are kind of lost, that maybe, looking to make a jump with you guys? Yeah,
they, well, the number one thing right now is that they feel lost. They're not being communicated with. From a recruiting standpoint. And that's where, when you told us to double down in our trainings, to double down in our communication, and it's doubling down on our recruiting as well. They feel lost because they're not getting that love that they feel they should be receiving from anybody else. So, but other agents, here's one huge thing. And I know it's that ongoing in every market, is the multiple offers. It's a sore subject, but man, we're one of our listings just recently in 2 days, we had 43 showings, 14 offers. And that's like pretty similar to what we get a lot. So how do you manage that as a buyer's agent with your client? How do you set that expectation? And one of the biggest things is that we have been like pounding it in our agents about, you have to have a multiple offer strategy. And I know that's what we preach. We already prep it with our clients prior to showing them any homes. By the way, there's a good chance we're going to be going into multiples. Let's review the market data. So as you see, these houses are selling for over asking price. Are you going to be prepared to specifically to go over asking price if it's going to be necessary on this house? I get their commitment. Yep, cool. And then I get to remind them about that because they easily forget about that when it comes time. But what's working for us is the video offer. That's it. It is, I can't tell you how many we have won because of it. And agents are calling me going, your agent submitted this offer with this video offer. That was unbelievable. Can you show me how to do it?
Yeah, talk through that. How are you guys doing that?
So what we do is when we set the expectations with our buyers, we let them know the importance of coming in from a position of strength with the multiple offer. And so obviously that's pre-approval. That's, finding out what's important to the seller. That's calling the other agent. That's just making sure all of our ducks in a row. But the last checkbox is that video offer. So I get them bought in and say, I want you to shoot a selfie video with you, your 2 kids, your dog, whatever is in the situation, and talk for 60 or 90 seconds about the house. Hey, John and Holly, thanks so much for allowing us into your home. Here's the deal. We've been looking for 6 months now, and we just haven't found that perfect home. And when we walked in from the garage and we saw that mudroom with the lockers, that is perfect. This is my wife. These are my 2 kids. This is our dog. And that's why we're going to use the lockers. Our kids come home from school. They're hanging their backpacks right here. Also, as you see part of our negotiations, we want the play set to stay for the 2 kids, right? So I just see us creating memories in this house, and here's what else we love. And we made a very strong offer, and we would hope that you would consider it because we look forward to making memories. Period. That goes over, and it's that emotional tie with that seller at that point. And the seller, in some instances, has taken a lower offer, and they've told us that. Yours was not the highest, but we took it because your video offer was awesome. We also say things like, if it's okay with the buyers, hey, we understand we're not going to nitpick with the home inspection. We just want to make sure that these 3 items are going to be okay. Those were our only concerns. But we're not going to nitpick you at all. We understand what the market is, and we would love to proceed with this house.
I love that. So how are you ensuring that the seller sees that video?
Good question. Right in the offer. So in our additional section, or in the addenda, which says everything that's included with our offer, and then it's got a bunch of lines for other, we write in video offer, seller to view video offer. Gotcha.
And then, then it's just ethical, right? Does the seller's agent show it or not, right?
Yep. Yeah. And it's Al does it he did it years ago on his personal house. Mm-hmm. We had agents that have bought their own house in our company. They do it. People it works. It's that whole differentiation factor, but it goes back to this. One of our NAEA coaching clients, she was saying, I constantly am losing out. Well, I told her this, and she goes, number one, I'm pissed that I haven't been doing this because I haven't been doing my job for my clients. I thought I was doing everything in my power, but I wasn't. That's that next step that I should have thought of, but I get it. But now there's no excuse. You got to do it because trust me, it works. But it's got to go hand in hand, right? You got to have a strong offer. You got to have all that stuff in order. But man, the video offer is it.
That's gangster.
Yep.
Man, brother, I appreciate you. That's a golden gem to leave everybody with. As everybody's kind of pivoting and making sure that we are doing the best practices to continue to grow and move our business forward and really embracing and leveraging technology to enhance our communications to the marketplace. So I love it, man. Appreciate you as always. And we'll see you guys on the next episode.
Appreciate you, John. Thanks for having me on.
You got it, brother.
See ya.